Okay. Open your book to page 145. So today's lesson is on graphing. And this is kind of a continuation from previous lesson. It's just adding more things onto it. So in example 5, you have y equal to -2 plus 3 cosine of 2x. And the boundary is from -pi to 2 pi. So the number that you have, this number is the k. And this is your a, and that's your b. Okay? So what you want to do is write down your information so you can keep them organized. So a equal to 3, b equal to 2, and k equal to -2. And from here, you need to figure out the period like before. So period equal to 2 pi over b. So period equal to pi. And the quarter point is 1/4 of that would be pi over 4. So you need to get all your information first. So now when you're ready to graph, this, so you need to use this information to do graph. So page 145, this is example 5. So when you're doing the graphing, again, cosine starts right over here, right? This is usually where it starts. Okay? And the things you have to watch for now is the k. See this point over here? This line is the line for k. Before we don't have that, so that's a 0, right? But now you have a k, so the k is -2. That means this point over here is the -2. Okay, so right over here is going to be the -2. And you see the a is 3, right? So that's the height. So the 3 is not this value over here. Before it's 0, that's why it's the same. But now it's not the same. So again, 3 is the height of this, of the wave. So when the a is 3, you want to divide this into 3 portions. Okay, so divide it into 3. And so now you have to look for where the 0 is. And you can just, when you go up by 3, you add 3. So this would be 1, right? Again, -2 plus 3 will give you 1. When you go down, it will give you -5 right over here. And so you have to figure out where the 0 is. So -2, so this would be -1, this would be 0. So 0, your 0 would be right over here. Okay? So your axis would be over right here. Okay? So again, you have to use your a and a k to figure out where your axis would be. Then from here, you're just going to label stuff, right? Again, and notice where you're supposed to label this. See this over here? This need to line up with this point over here. Okay? So you need to label all these points. Okay, so that's going to label it. So over here, you need to, and the q is pi over 4. So this is going to be pi over 4, 2 pi over 4, 3 pi over 4, 4 pi over 4, 5 pi over 4. And how far? Okay, we have to go to 8 pi. So 6 pi over 4, 7 pi over 4, and over here is 8 pi over 4. You have to follow that, right? So 8 pi over 4 is 2 pi. Then you have to go to the -pi. So here's your 0, and so this is your negative pi over 4, -2 pi over 4, -3 pi over 4, -4 pi over 4. Okay. And again, here's your 1, and here's your -5, okay, and that's it. Okay, so let's go and do one more, and it will help you to kind of have a better understanding. Okay. So let's go and do the match problem 5. So let's go and do the match problem 5. You want to graph y equal to 3 minus 2 cosine of 2 pi x, and you want to go from -2 to +2. Okay, so again, first let's go and get all the information. So you got a equal to negative, a is positive. Right, you have to take absolute value, right? So a is 2, b is a is 3, a is 3. Wait, getting confused. So it got sidetracked. Okay, so a is 2, b is 2 pi, and K is 3, right? So that's K, that's K, A, B. So period equal to 2 pi over B. So period equal to 1. So quarter point equal to 1 over 4. Okay. So those are all your information. So now let's go and graph this. So again, this is the negative cosine. So negative cosine, it would be right over here. Right? It's a negative cosine. So you have to watch. It's a negative cosine. Okay? And the K is 3. And the A is 2. So it means you have to divide this into 2 parts. Okay, so now you have to look for the 0. So here's 3. So this would be 2. This would be 1. So the 0 would be right over here. Okay. So again, you have to use the K and the A to figure out where the 0 is, and so your graph will be down here. Okay, and the points that you need to label, again, you line up with all these important points. Okay, so line up all these important points. Okay, I can just line it up, right? Line it up. Okay, and then you have to label. So this point would be 5, and this would be 0 over here, and this would be 1. So you have to label all those important points. Okay, then we have to go 1/4. So this would be 1/4, 2/4, 3 over 4, 4 over 4, 5 over 4, 6 over 4, 7 over 4, and then 8 over 4, right? And then we have to go this way. So it'd be negative 1 over 4, negative 2 over 4, negative 3 over 4, negative 4 over 4, negative 5 over 4, negative 6 over 4, negative 7 over 4, negative 8 over 4. Okay, and that's how you do the graph. So again, you have to use the K and the A to figure out where the 0 is and draw the 0. Okay. Okay, so this is when they give you the equation, you have to graph. But you also need to go backward. Okay? So you need to know how to get equation when they give you the graph. So if you look at page 149, so on page 149, if you look at the graph, so like this graph over here, so you know that this is a sine graph, right? So if you look at this one, so this is a sine graph, so you know that y equal to sine graph, right? The next thing you have to do is look at the A. So from here you can see the amplitude is 1/3, so let's get that, right? So next thing you have to do is, so you have to get your A, you have to get your B. So to get B, you have to write down your formula, period equal to 2 pi over B. And then you come over here, look for the period. So your period is right over here. That's one period. So one period is 4 pi. So again, look at the graph to figure out how much is one period. So this is one period, so it's 4 pi. So P is 4 pi. So you substitute. So you got 4 pi equal to 2 pi over B. You multiply by common denominator or cross multiply. You get 4 pi B equal to 2 pi. Then you divide by 4 pi. Divide by 4 pi. So B equal to 1 over 2. So your answer would be x over 2. And that's your answer. Okay? Okay, so let's go to the next one. So look at this one now. So by looking at that, look at this point over here. You should know that this is a negative cosine. So for this one, you're going to get y equal to negative 2 cosine. Right? You can see the amplitude is negative 2, right? So that's your negative 2 cosine. And then you have to figure out the B. So you can write down the formula, period equal to 2 pi over B. And so you look over here. So this is one period, right? So period in this case is 1. So everybody see that? So period is equal to 1. So you got 1 equal to 2 pi over B. You cross multiply. So B equal to 2 pi. So you get 2 pi x, and that is your equation. So again, you have to look from the graph to figure out the A and the B. Okay? Okay, let's go to the next one here. Okay, so this one, again, notice the point over here. on the axis, so you know it's going to be negative cosine. Okay? And if you look at the middle line, so that's a k, right? So y equal, so if you look over here, so where is this line? This is from here, this is 0, 1, 2, 3. So k is equal to 3, right? So that's how you get k. And this is, the amplitude is 2 and it's upside down, so it's minus 2 cosine, right, again. So I get 3 from here by looking at the graph, right? So again, that's 1, 2, 3. That's why I get a 3 from. Okay, again, 3, this is the k. And I get 2 from here, because again, see the height from here to here, that's 2. And it's upside down, that's how I get negative 2. So now you have to figure out the b. So write down the formula, period equal to 2 pi over b. And the period, so if you look over here, okay, so that's 1, see that? So period equal to 1. So 1 equal to 2 pi over b, and cross multiply, so b equal to 2 pi. So that's how I get 2 pi x. And that's my